Claude Cowork has changed everything about how websites are built, and if you use it right, you can turn random viewers into paying customers. I've made millions from online businesses I've run for nearly 2 decades, all because I obsess over one thing: conversion. Most AI website tutorials just show you how to build a pretty website. I'm going to show you my exact system for building websites that actually make money in 5 minutes with Claude Cowork, so you can land more clients, save time, and actually grow your business. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Jared Moon. I've hit the Inc. 500 twice, and I run 5 total companies, and I'm optimizing all of them with AI 1 week at a time and showing you the systems that work. So if you're ready to build something cool, let's dive straight in. All right, we're going to be building a website today that looks something like this. And it's not just going to look pretty, it's going to be a website that converts. So we have a good strong call to action. The page looks great. The copy is amazing. Going through all of these things, I mean, this is everything you need for a website. I'm going to talk about the framework it's built on and how you can get this live in record time. It is both simple and easy. So let's go over the steps to create a website like this and get it live on the internet in record time. So the first thing that you have to do is build your story. So I've been running online businesses for a long time. I've seen a lot of website tutorials out there of having AI build your website. And what they do is they build a very pretty website, but pretty websites don't convert. You actually need good copy. You need a good brand. You need a good brand story. And so that's what we're going to do. That's really the first thing. And so what I have for you is right here, step 1. Again, if you need any of these files, all links are in the description. I will give you every single file that you see I'm working with today. You can have access to for free. Just click the link in the description. But what we're going to start with is build your story brand. So this is from Donald Miller's Building a Story Brand framework. It's in his book. And he talks about building a website that actually converts. Utilize this concept or this framework for basically all of the websites I've ever built, and it works very, very well. And now it's the easiest thing that you can do on the planet. So how you would do this part, you're going to take this file that I give you, you're going to give it to Claude. And the instructions to Claude are pretty simple. It's going to ask you question by question your brand. Now this part can take 10 minutes, it could take 30 minutes, it could take 50 minutes. It really depends if you've ever gone through an exercise like this, or if you actually know your brand, how well you know your brand, your pain points, your marketing angles, all of those kind of things. And so that is the only time-consuming part of any of this. If you have answers to all these questions, it's actually pretty fast. And what you're going to do is, what it's going to spit out is an example brand script, or really a brand script for you. What I've created for this tutorial is a fictitious coach named Coach Marcus. That's the website that you were just looking at. And it has his full brand story. So he helps busy male professionals age 35 to 50, blah, 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 goes through all of these things, right? That is what we need for this to be really effective and to be a high converting website and not just a pretty website. But I will say I think the website looks pretty good overall. So after you give Claude this file, you will have your brand script. Now things can really speed up and it gets pretty simple from here. So now we're going to actually build the website. And I keep all of my files in Obsidian. Now, this isn't necessarily a full tutorial on Obsidian. I have other videos on the channel on why I use Obsidian for basically everything, all the systems in my business and even my personal life. But really, it's just a great way to organize things. So I'm going to connect Obsidian. That's all I had to do. Obsidian is now connected. It's connected to my vault. And then I'm going to look at Obsidian as I kind of tell Claude what to do, so you can do the same thing. So I'm going to say it, because Claude has all these instructions in step 2, how to build a website. You don't even have to do it. Claude does that. So what I'm going to say is, hey, we're going to be building a website today. And so we have already completed step 1. You're going to be referring to my websites folder. You're going to read how to build a website. You're going to follow that step by step. The brand script that you will utilize is going to be the example brand script Coach Marcus. That's what we will be building today. Now I'm going to let Claude go off to the races. Here we go. And now it is working on the website. So let it work, and then we'll see what it comes up with. It took Claude a few minutes to actually build this one-page website, but it looks really good. And it dropped everything ready for it to be deployed live on the internet inside of my Obsidian folder. It's right here, the Coach Marcus site. Here's the folder, the index. This is how it's going to look. It's actually going to look a little bit better on web. This is just like an HTML previewer inside of Obsidian. You can utilize the HTML plugin inside of Obsidian to view HTML files. So built all of this from that prompt. And so now what's the final step? we are going to use Netlify to get this live because it's free, it's easy, and completely painless. So I'm going to show you exactly what you would do. So here's my account. I have used some other projects. You're going to add a new project, and then you are just going to say browse, choose a folder, and you can use exactly what you want. I have websites here. I have Coach Marcus. And there we go. I'm going to upload this. Upload. All right, it's uploaded. Now let's take a look at it. Boom. This is actually live on the internet. You could go to that URL. It's the random URL that it gave me, and we have a live website. Now, the only thing you might be saying is like, hey, I want my own pictures in here, all these other kind of things. That's pretty simple from here. Just in that Claude chat, you could say, hey, I want my own images. How can I add those? And it's basically going to be adding those images into this Coach Marcus folder so it knows how to reference them, and it can pull up the images that you want. But the last step in all reality is you probably don't want to use this crappy URL right here. So you can go right here, you go to domain management, and then you can add a domain, and it will walk you through the steps to add your own domain, whether that's a subdomain of your current URL or whether that's a brand new fresh domain that you want to connect. And once it's connected, you have a live website that runs really fast, loads great, converts well, and could not be easier to deploy. You can use this for your entire website. You could use it for a blog. You could use it for landing pages. Anything you want. It has never been easier to create high converting websites with the use of Claude, Cowork, and a couple other free tools. It is an amazing time to be an online or digital entrepreneur. Look, building one website in 5 minutes is awesome, but the real win is making your entire business run on this same system. Obsidian holding everything you know, Claude executing everything you'd normally pay someone else to do. That's how you actually build systems that compound. So if you want to know how to do it, I've documented every piece of it in a video called How I Use Obsidian and Claude to Run My Life. So click that video on the screen or click the link in the description. Go watch that next and build more cool stuff.